Hey everyone, welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I'm here with the inspector who
Hello.
reacts. Hello everybody. So, yeah, we're here today to
This is
discuss Black Widow.
sorry. This is a first Marvel talk that's a movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm. And the first one where I'm up to date. I'm caught up. I've seen them all.
Yep.
um,
Y-
kind of know what's going on.
Yep. About as caught up as the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like I finally fit in with the cool kids. So Daniel, hello. MXC,
Yeah,
hello.
we at EMXT.
How you guys doing? I know you guys have seen it already. Um, but yeah, so I did not go to the theater to see it. I ended up getting it on Disney Plus. Um,
Yeah, same.
okay, but
Uh,
it was fun. Like I set up my projector and had my
you
popcorn.
you watched it with others though, right? You
Yeah,
had like
yeah.
friends,
Mhm.
which yeah, that
Yeah.
that's always honestly great watching like a these with other people.
Mhm. Yeah, getting like other people's reaction. So, um,
Yeah.
let me see. Have I seen it? I'm assuming.
If you haven't, we won't hold back.
Yeah. This is your final warning. This is the point of no return. But yeah, so all right, so you also saw it on Disney Plus. Did you watch it with your family, friends, alone?
I went with my family.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Um, since half my family hasn't gotten uh, shot, and I don't know if our theater is open yet, so I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
might as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
All right.
it's but yeah, uh, which is kind of unfortunate. I did. I'll say this movie's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be.
Mhm. Yeah, I thought it was going to be I mean, I didn't have any like I don't have like the same expectations I have like going into like a Star Wars movie. With the Marvel movies,
Yeah,
as much as I enjoy them, like all right, whatever it is, it is. Um
yeah,
But I thought it was gonna just be okay. But I
hmm
watched it and I thought it was really good. I thought
it
um,
was. Like
they did a great job.
this is one of the like I'll say like most of the time I felt like, am I watching a Marvel movie? I feel like I'm watching something else most
Mm-hmm.
of the time. It felt like a very different movie.
It did have a different feel. Um, it had like that whole spy espionage like
Yeah,
vibe to it, as opposed to like a
yeah.
superhero movie. But then again, she's not a super. I mean, even though she's an Avenger, she's not like the
Yeah,
superhuman
yeah,
superhero. She's like she's she just has the training. She's
yeah.
not this enhanced
She's more
being.
human
Yeah, yeah.
instead of the super,
Mhm.
but she's still I gotta say, this is probably the most brutal I've ever seen. Like Black Widow, like any of the fights, even like none of the other series, like Black Widow, just like these fights were mean in this movie.
They were physically rough. Beating the snot out of each other. Um, however, um, well, you know me, I'm not crazy about the violence in general, but compared to some of the other Marvel movies, this wasn't as like disturbing. That like the violence wasn't as disturbing compared to like some of the other ones. Like in
For you,
for me, I still bothered me.
I uh
But like I guess I'm comparing it to like the one of the most recent things I saw was like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and like some of those the blood and the fights, like people being impaled and arms being broke, like it was just very,
yeah,
it was too much for me.
yeah.
This was still a lot for me, but not as bad as compared to the others.
Like for me, like for me though, this is one of the few times where I was like, oh my god, that hurts. That like
Yeah.
I felt like it hurt to watch some of these hits they were taking. These that she and a few other characters were taking. Just like they felt way more brutal than I've ever seen
Yeah.
the other characters take.
The ones that bothered me the most were when the woman fell from like the side of the building or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
And um when she broke her forget what it's called, but at the end when she's in the red room and she breaks her,
Oh god, that yeah.
I mean, I thought that was
Yeah.
like, oh, well, that's so smart. Like, look at you, you know. But it was just,
Yeah.
oh God.
Yeah. If there's one thing that makes me squeamish, it's bone crunching. It's just not something I'm just like,
Ugh,
no,
God.
not a fan of that.
Yeah, no. Um, yeah, that was rough, but yeah, and a lot of knives. Knife fights make me
Mm,
very uncomfortable. I mean, all fighting makes me uncomfortable, but there's just something about that that makes me very on edge. I don't know. So and there was a lot of that. They all seem to go for knives. I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
What's with all the
what's with all the
knives?
knives? Like, put it away. um,
And
what is
yeah, this I definitely I felt like this is probably one of the
David
most
Nerve.
serious Marvel movies in like very few, like only a few of the Cap movies I could say that actually kind of went this serious, and maybe like the first Iron Man, but the rest of them had a very much more heroic feel. This one felt like much more thriller, like intense, like The Spy, and that was kind of, you know, on the run.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything just felt very dangers around every corner.
Yeah. There were very few calm, calm moments. Um, yeah, like there was the one point in the beginning, closest to the beginning, where she's on the run at this point, where she's in hiding,
Mhm.
because it was after she violated the Sokovia Accords. She's in this little trailer in the middle of nowhere, um,
Yeah.
and the generator stops working, and I'm like, oh my God! Like at that point, it felt like a
Oh,
thriller, like a horror
you thought
movie.
like something was gonna happen right then and there.
Yeah. But even still,
Yeah.
just when she started driving, nobody was around, and then the car like explodes or whatever, and
Yeah.
then the
That got me.
taskmaster.
That made me
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah, so like that felt like a horror movie, and I was just not into that. But again, yeah, very different feel.
Yeah.
And I just have to say,
Um.
I keep wanting to
What?
okay,
What?
the taskmaster. I keep wanting to
Oh,
call the Ticketmaster. I have to keep catching myself. The
yeah.
Ticketmaster.
Yeah. That was a. So were the people you watched it with, were they like big Marvel fans or anything? Did they like inform you
Not
what?
like big, but like they've seen the movies.
Hmm,
So they're
okay.
more like casual fans, I guess you would say.
Oh, and I was actually thinking about this. Like, it was one of those like, okay, so this movie came out, and it's obviously like a prequel, so it's like taking place between Civil War and
Mm-hmm.
Infinity War sort of thing in that time frame. So it's one of those things where it's like, if like this movie would come out when it was supposed to, and you were just starting your Marvel like thing, and honestly, for me on rewatch, I'll definitely like watch this one again before Infinity War. I feel like it fits perfectly to watch this one before you watch Infinity War. So it's kind of like the movie, what she's been doing in between Civil War and Infinity
But you can't watch
War. And then when you watch Infinity War,
the end credits though if
yeah,
you do that. Like if someone
yeah,
was
of
watching
course,
it for the
yeah,
first time.
skip those. But
Yeah.
but otherwise, I was actually shocked there was like very little reference to future events with her character except for the end credits. But
Right.
yeah, um, I think like this one fits nicely in between as part of more of phase three. Like you can pull it back, like I did
Mm.
with Captain Marvel, like sort of thing. Like you can pull it back to
Yeah.
before.
Um Hello ladies. Yes, there was a lot of women in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all very kick ass. Black Widow is a spy.
Yeah.
She would be in a spy movie. It makes sense. Um, she broke her nose. I wasn't even close to the worst of it. Yeah, no, but it was very cringe. Very cringe. Um,
Yeah.
but
I,
yeah.
yeah. Honestly, another thing that was interesting is like there. I felt like there was very like not little, but this, and I get it was the intention that it was very serious, but there was very little like laugh out loud moments for me in this
Mm-hmm.
movie, which not that I'm complaining entirely, but it's like it was very surprising after I was like, oh, I did not laugh that much at this in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. But there were still some funny moments, like when
Yeah,
her what's her name, Yelena, is making, well, everybody laughed at this, I think, making fun of her pose. She's such a poser.
yes, that was definitely a good one.
That,
I love that.
I like
I
that was
love
a running
that. I love
joke.
Elena. She was so good in this movie.
Yeah, you know,
Her friend.
yeah. I wasn't sure right away that that was the, like, okay, so I was, first of all, in the very beginning, I was really confused. I
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
sure which one was Natasha in the beginning with the sisters. Wasn't sure which one was her
yeah,
until,
yeah. Same.
okay, um, until, like, I think, like, it was closer to the end of that segment. And then when she looks for her sister, Yelena, um,
Mhm.
when she found her, I was like, "Is it her?" I wasn't sure if it was her. Like when they were fighting, it took me. It wasn't until they started talking that I realized. I was like, "Oh, okay." So, but they had good
Yeah,
chemistry.
yeah. I love the how they make fun of Black Widow's poses
Mm-hmm.
every time. It's like the very common thing she does.
Yeah.
And then when Lynn, and then like later on in the movie when she tries it, she's like, ugh, no,
Yeah.
not my thing.
And
That was
apparently,
a good one.
um, the actress who played Elena was like making fun of Scarlett Johansson on set, that pose, and that
Oh,
was why they included it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, they made it was a behind the scenes thing that they included. Oh, that's cool.
I didn't watch the interview, but there was an interview with the two of them, and she was saying how, yeah, she was making fun of her with the pose. And I guess the writer or whatever, they
Your hair back.
caught wind of it, yeah, and liked it, and so they included that and made it a running joke, which was a good choice because I thought it was really funny.
And yeah, her pockets, the pocket
Oh
section.
yeah, she was so funny. She loved the vest. Um, it's got the pockets. Look at the
Pockets.
pockets. And then she gives it to her at the end as like
Yeah,
this big gift. You know, I'm giving you my vest.
and that's what she's wearing in Infinity War. So that was kind of um,
Oh, I didn't
like a
realize that.
callback slash explanation to that outfit. A little bit of designs. That's a Infinity War. She's wearing Yelena's vest.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Her vest of pockets, yeah. Um, I liked how one of the things she had said she wanted, you know, once this was all over, was like one of the things she wanted was a dog, and at the very end, she gets her
Mhm.
dog.
Oh, and her dog is named Fanny.
Fanny. Oh, is I didn't even catch that.
That was one of Natasha's Nat's code names was Fanny Longbottom.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's funny.
Like, oh, okay.
Um.
Because that's that like. I guess that's what you get the name for her dog.
Mhm. It's a cute name.
And
Um.
yeah.
What did you think of her fake parents?
Oh, the family,
Mhm.
the spot, like the family that
Yes.
it was. Okay, so in the beginning, I wasn't sure what was going on.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
I
thought it was
like,
her real
okay, this is
family,
like
yeah.
actually them.
Mhm.
Like this is actually like young Nat and her actual sister, like all that stuff. And then of course it's revealed that they're all spies, and they kind of even already know this.
Mhm.
And it, yeah, the whole beginning honestly was just like very like sad, and that, especially like the opening credits. I was shocked at how serious this all felt. I was like, oh my gosh, that's like scary to like learn about how like I mean we've heard about Natasha's past and like the whole how she grew up and the whole widow
Mm-hmm.
school treatment, everything was
Yeah.
like it's a very terrifying thing, and it was like it was interesting to see that and see how it felt like it was just by the end of it I was like out of breath how terrifying that felt and everything like just
Yeah.
what she went through.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What they all went through, it was like very sick and disturbing, and um, but yet, but like they've alluded to it in like the past films, like kind of hints about
Yeah,
her past. So it was interesting to actually find out the details and what was really going on, and
yeah,
what was going on with all these girls, how they were just taken, and um,
yeah.
I would have liked to have known more about that, like who were her real parents, how was she taken.
Mm,
I was confused. Again, the beginning overall was very confusing, and
yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, like you didn't know whether or not those were her real parents. You didn't know if they were that they weren't
Yeah.
real sisters and which sister was which. But I was also confused as to like why were they running? Like why was there this rush to get back to the base or whatever, and who was chasing them? Like, did like the
That
real families figure out who had them
that's
and
a
they?
good question actually. I don't know if that was ever like I can't. It might have been answered a little bit with what was the name? Red Guardian
Mm-hmm.
Copper. Um, but yeah, I don't know if that ever got. I don't know the answer to that one. It probably wasn't. It just slipped my brain. But
I don't know. I don't know if
um,
anybody else figured it
they
out.
yeah they got they I guess they got revealed or exposed and they had to get out of there. And it was Shield that was chasing them.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they knew who Dreykov was, so they were probably gotcha. Okay, no, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Mike, hello. How
Yeah.
are you?
This is in the '90s, so this is kind of close to that Cold War era. So all the spies and Russia versus U.S. and stuff.
Okay, so I mean that
So
makes a little bit more sense. So they were probably on Dreykov's tail and following them. Not well, not follow, try. I guess trying to stop them. I guess they knew they worked for him. Were trying to stop
yeah,
them, take out their I don't know spies one by one, whatever. I don't know.
infiltrated a Shield base and they had to run away. Okay. Okay.
Oh, it wasn't
Okay. Yeah.
Shield.
I must. I really.
It was more Hydra. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it was more Hydra. Interesting.
Wait. Captain Spike, hello. Alright, I missold it. Wait. Mullane explains that they stole research on mind control. Okay. Red Guardian
Uh.
infiltrated a shield base and they had to run away. Gotcha. She then says they
Now.
had to get out because Shield was after them, but it wasn't Shield, it
Yeah.
was more Hydra. They were being chased by Shield.
Now.
Hydra.
I
Okay.
will say, I'm not 100% with this the mind control powder that basically undoes this brainwashing thing.
Oh.
Like it feels like a really easy cop out sort of thing
Uh-huh.
for yeah. And not only that, but it's like okay, if this stuff actually works, this would have been really nice for Bucky, who did go through something just as
But I guess
horrible for him.
his
Having to
was
suffer
his
through
was
your
different. I guess. The way he was controlled was
yeah.
different. But now, okay, now here's another question I have. And again, I only saw this movie once, so I may have just missed it, or not remembering it.
Yeah.
But so Natasha never was exposed to the red mist or whatever it is.
No, she was not.
So then, how is she
It
not
was
mind controlled?
just. I
I
mean, okay, it's not like it's mind control. It's, or I should say, it's like.
They make it look
Natasha was mental, where like it was chemical. Oh, so
was
it's like a chemical brainwashing.
okay.
Okay, Bucky wasn't. Okay, okay,
Elena was
that makes a
chemical.
little more sense. Okay, that
Okay.
explains it a little more. So okay, so Natasha wasn't entirely like the chemicals wasn't influencing her. She just more or less had to break it herself willingly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so
I
that's why
remember.
she was able to
Okay.
free herself when I guess Barton,
All right, that makes more
Hawkeye,
sense.
found her
Um.
In Budapest. Budapest.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Sometimes those little details. I miss, but
Yeah.
okay. All right. That makes more sense. Um.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That was something like I never thought about. But I guess okay, now that it's with that in mind, it's like okay, that's a little more fair.
Mhm.
Um, and um, yeah, yeah. This I get. I don't think you've ever seen the there's a trilogy or a few of these like these not really spy thrillers, even though they're spy. It's like Born Identity kind of movies. It's about this guy who's trying to recover his memory of things he's done as a spy as he's being chased by 8 other agents or something like that.
Okay. I've heard of that, but I've never seen it.
Hmm?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what the first half of this Black Widow movie felt
Mhm.
like. It felt very similar to that, where it's like kind of on the run, trying to avoid other agents and everything and all that stuff.
Mhm.
The second half of this movie, when the whole sky cloud base felt like a James Bond movie with all the sci-fi and all the
Yeah.
other kind of weird technology and stuff. So it felt like kind of two movies mixed together. But it was still good. I liked that. I
Yeah.
just felt like, yeah, I feel familiar here.
Mhm. Mhm. I love the Bourne franchise. I guess I'll have to. Well, what do you guys think? Is that a movie I would like? Like, is there like a lot of violence?
I don't think you'd enjoy it.
Okay. All right. Good to know. I
Like,
just
as
good
much as
to know these things before I actually take a leap of faith and watch them.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, maybe Dracov was very Bond-like, very Bond villain.
oh, he was pure evil. This guy.
Yeah, he was definitely like I was like I do not I just it was like I feel nothing for this one. I do not like you. You're just
Yeah.
you're definitely need to be put down.
Mhm.
And yeah.
So
Okay. You
one
go ahead.
obviously he's done a lot of evil. I mean, what he's done to these girls is very evil. But what was especially sick was when we find out like what really happened to his daughter. Like, so
Oh yeah.
Natasha was sent
The-
to kill Dreykov, and his daughter was like collateral damage. Like, Shield sent her to kill him.
Yeah.
She was gonna blow up his office, his building, or whatever. And
Yeah.
so the daughter was collateral damage, but they both survived. But I guess whatever was left of
Yeah.
her, he made his daughter into like his like soldier, like his
Yeah.
task.
Turned his daughter
Master.
into Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Who is a comic book villain character? Yeah, I think. Basically like in the movies, he's a character who learns from who he fights
Mm-hmm.
and is very quick to learn it. So almost as soon as like a hero or somebody he fights tries something on him and he learns it, if they try it again, it won't work. He'll like react properly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of what this Taskmaster is doing, and yeah, I really enjoyed like, or I should say, it was definitely scary when Taskmaster showed us like how do you fight this?
Yeah.
It's like how do you react to something that reacts to you?
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure in the beginning what was going on. Like, I noticed Taskmaster was copying at one point her like moves. Like, they made it a point to show that, but I wasn't sure how it was happening. Like, I thought it was a robot, and he was like Like he
Yeah.
had like the technique, the form, whatever, downloaded into like his his database or whatever, and so he knew how all of these
Yeah.
girls fought, but that
Yeah.
wasn't the case.
Yeah. That's what my yeah, that's what my brother like. I kind of had thought for a second too, like maybe Taskmaster was a cyborg or a
Mhm.
machine or something. Like I didn't know if it was going to actually be a person inside.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the comics it's a guy, but in
Male
this
character
they
comics
made it
with same
the
ability.
daughter of Dreykov,
Mhm.
which was interesting.
Yeah. I didn't read any articles about it, but like, yeah, like I kept seeing like headlines about that, about how Taskmaster was from the comics and that this was different. But I kind of got the feeling that like some people weren't crazy about it. Like,
Mm,
um,
yeah, I think it's again it's changing a character that is in the comics
mhm.
to something else. So I can kind of understand why that is the origin. Now, to be fair, there are this character can come back, or
Mhm.
another version of this character can show up, and especially with what happened in Loki, things can happen differently now.
Yeah.
So we shall
Iron
see.
Man used a similar
But
program
yeah,
to analyze Captain America in the end of Civil War, help them fight
yeah,
hand to
that's
hand. I don't even remember that.
uh,
I remember them fighting, but I don't remember that detail. Um, let's see what else. Uh, Another thing like I noticed people were talking about was um how like okay, so Natasha killed this girl and she knew it, and but like it didn't seem to be haunting her all these years. Um,
mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, I'm assuming they just made up her story. So I don't know. I don't know how long they've been working on her
I
history. I don't know if that was from
she's
the
been in
comics, something along those lines, but
how long ago it was, and how long. It is interesting though. Apparently, like I didn't make the connection until after the movie, but I realized uh, Loki mentions Dreykov's daughter when he's being interrogated by Natasha in the first Avengers movie. He
oh,
mentions it. Yeah.
I didn't
So it's
realize
like,
that. Okay,
oh, so that's something they kind of,
so they have been
I
kind of
guess,
working on that.
threw in, but I guess now they fleshed out
Mhm.
once they got to this point.
Okay.
So it was a very
Mhm.
neat little callback
Yeah.
for under like, uh, yeah, fleshing out of that
Mhm.
story.
Um.
And I will say like again like this movie I feel like really does enhance her story,
Mhm.
like the journey she went through and everything.
Yeah.
That like okay, so when she died in Endgame, I was upset and I was kind of wished it had been Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But I feel like this movie now makes it feel like okay, that this is her story, her arc is complete, and this is her. Like this is what I felt like I was missing
Mhm.
about her story. This
Yeah.
movie kind of filled that, and it makes her sacrifice in the end much more fulfilling for me in a way.
Yeah, that's true. Especially the end credits. Um,
Yeah,
Watching someone mourn for her, you know, um,
yeah,
like mourn her. Um,
yeah. I was wondering if we were gonna get like a funeral or something for her in this
yeah,
movie, since
yeah,
it
because
technically came out after.
we didn't really get any closure when she
Yeah,
passed. I mean, we had the big thing for Iron Man, his, you know,
yeah,
which was, oh my God, incredible, but that whole scene. But nothing really for her. So this does,
yeah.
um, I guess it gives us a little bit of
Yeah,
closure.
yeah. It is nice that she that you like. Well, it's nice that Yelena's. We got to see her mourning,
Hmm.
um, uh, mourning that.
Yeah.
However, we are probably gonna have some problems with the Elena in the future,
Yes. um,
thanks to someone who I someone we met in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. I mean, that's just the best name ever.
Wow.
Val for short, yes. Um, yeah, she recruits Yelena to kill
Mhm.
the man who took her sister's life.
Yeah.
But like,
Who caused her sister's death?
yeah. But at the same time, as cool as that scene was, I was like, but like I could totally see her going after him and then
Mhm.
talking and I feel like Yelena can be swayed to realize what actually happened. Like I don't think she's that stubborn and angry and bitter
Yeah,
that she's not going to realize what
I
really
don't.
happened. I don't feel like she's that stupid.
I wonder what they're gonna do with her about that.
Mhm.
That is an interesting kind of plot setup that they're messing with here.
Yeah.
Um, to be fair, like, sure, Barton could say, she sacrificed herself, but that doesn't like change the fact that she died because of him.
Yeah.
he,
Yeah.
he feels he could still feel guilty about that.
Mhm.
Um, another so I'm pretty sure you heard about this already, but so we're gonna get a Hawkeye series at
Yes.
some point.
Yeah, you guys were
So
telling me about it, I think.
yeah, so I'm guessing Yelena's gonna be probably an antagonist in that one.
Mhm.
So
All right, I guess they got to set that up.
and
They got to
it
make a
is
villain.
about Hawkeye and his daughter because his daughter's going to kind of become a new hero, I believe. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was his daughter. I knew he was going to have a protege, I
What?
guess. I knew he was going to have a
Yeah.
protege, like a sidekick or whatever, but I didn't know it was his daughter.
Yeah. Man, I forgot what her hero name
I
is.
feel like he wouldn't allow that. I don't know. I mean, I'm going based off the movies, but a pizza eating dog. I always get nervous when there's animals involved. I don't like
Um,
seeing animals in movies or shows because I'm like, oh God, what's going to happen to it? It's not about his daughter. His
uh,
protege will be
Kate Bishop. That's
Kate
right.
Bishop. Oh, it's not his
That's
daughter.
his
Okay.
daughter.
All right.
Oh, protege. Oh, I thought it was his daughter.
Maybe in the
I
comics
thought
it
his
was.
daughter. Huh.
Maybe somebody was speculating. Maybe people were speculating. I don't know.
Because in Endgame, there was like that moment where him and his daughter are shooting arrows before she gets snapped.
Oh.
So I was wondering if that was like a hint.
Mm-hmm.
At
Oh,
that.
I mean that would have been cool, but I feel like he's too much of a protective dad, and he wouldn't allow his, or wouldn't want his
Yeah.
family doing that.
Yeah, I feel like his hero days are done ish. Yeah. Also, speaking of, it's possible that Yelena might have gotten snapped, and she comes back and finds her sister dead.
Could be.
Sort of thing.
That would add more,
Yeah.
even more weight to the situation, and even more bitter, like anger and emotion to it. Coming back and
Yeah.
finding out all this happened, and um,
Yeah, and also not quite understanding
yeah.
like what happens.
Mhm.
It's like for her it would be like just one and done, but for
Yeah.
everyone else, like wouldn't see what everybody had been going through
Right.
for those 5 years. Yeah. Let's see what.
Um.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I did like the. I got. Oh man, that. So like, there's that moment where the family is at the dinner table and they're all
Mhm.
just chatting amongst themselves, and a very quiet scene amongst them, and it it was one of those moments where it's just like I liked it because they were like, well, Nat's trying to basically be serious here. Like she's trying to be a
Yeah.
hero, like, hey, give me the information I need, all I can get. And everyone's just trying to just have like a normal conversation or something here. Like they're just trying to eat dinner and something.
Yeah. It's like they all slipped back into almost like where they left off. Like they kind of slipped back into their family
Yeah,
roles as the mother, the father, the sister, and um,
yeah.
and don't slouch. And like, I mean, that was really cute. That was funny. And yeah, here Natasha's
Yeah.
trying to be serious. But it was nice to see them, as a family, and um, kind of see what was, um,
Yeah.
and it's like you kind of learn that meant more to them than they maybe cared to admit.
Yeah. And like how they were like there was that moment where like Yelena, like she gets upset because it's like even though this family was fake, it was
Mhm.
still one of the happiest moments of her life.
Yeah, like it was like she says
Very-
it's like very real for her. Um,
yeah, so she like it's like one of those, so it's even like it's kind of like I guess not revealing or learning, but it's that thing where she's kind of realizing how like or she's starting to feel like how unimportant she was to these two people she cared about
hmm
or saw as parental figures.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
Um,
and then of course we get that moment with her, the Red Guardian, her dad, where he's kind of like trying to be fatherly with her
hmm
again,
Yeah.
and then yeah, and he's not succeeding very well, but then he sings that song, the American Pie song, for her, and it's like that was very sweet.
hmm and Natasha finds the photo album in her mother's bookshelf of like pictures, of when they were kids, and um,
Yeah,
I again, like I took that to mean like those memories meant something to her too. It was like the little
yeah,
bit she had left of their time together. Um,
yeah,
and that was where they hatched their plan to, which I didn't see coming. I don't remember what they call it,
yeah.
but
The,
like,
the play caught me off guard a few times. Like, wait, what's going on here? Is this a twist or is this not a twist? Is this like
yeah, it took me a
what's
second to realize
happening
what
here?
was going on, but how like they switched they had a thing that made them switch roles, like switch the way they
Yeah,
looked. They looked like each other, and so,
yeah.
um,
That was a good surprise.
did not see that coming. Interesting technology.
Yeah,
uh,
which that was in Civil not Civil War. That was in Winter Soldier when she snuck in when Black Widow snuck into the as the councilwoman.
oh, I
She was like
forgot
wearing one of
about
those
that.
digital masks.
My God, I guess I really do got to go back and watch these. I watched them all just like once. I feel like
Yeah,
I need to watch them again because I don't remember any of this stuff. I mean, now that you're saying it, I remember, but that's funny. So here I am. I'm like, oh wow, that's new technology. I've never seen that before. That's cool. Um,
um, that was one of the few moments that did make me laugh out loud was when the Red Guardian gets like hit with like 20 darts or something.
mm-hmm.
Just like that's not gonna put me down. They just keep shooting him, and then finally he goes down. It was just like, wow, you really went extra on those darts.
mm-hmm. She always has said it's her thing. I guess I don't remember. It's very subtle, but when Yelena checks on unconscious Natasha, you can see the masks are gone. Oh, interesting. I didn't even pick up on that. But that gets Natasha into the Red Room, um,
Hmm?
which is basically like the control center to all these women. Um,
Yep.
and,
It was very. I like that scene
mm-hmm.
where, with her and like there's the conversation so they're having like
Yeah.
her facing her creator of sorts,
Mhm.
who
Yeah.
made her who she is, and like how he's trying to just kind of like explain his evil schemes and
Mhm.
such.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot happens in that scene. We learn all that, and um, that's where we and like yeah, and he explains how he's controlling everyone, like with the
Yeah,
I want to what is it called? Not phonemes. What is it? That
but
how the well like when she tries to hit him like hurt him she can't and it's because of
pheromones.
pheromones. That's it. I'm like phonemes. I'm like no, I
Yeah,
know that's
that was
um
a interesting thing where it's like basically she's she can't act because of something that he
mhm.
ex breathes out,
Yeah.
which there is a like a villain in one of the Marvel shows that has a power that kind of basically is able to control people with
Mhm.
powers similar to that. He's able to basically like ask them to do something and they'll do it without question.
Uh-huh. Oh wow.
So, but I was kind of reminded me of that,
Pheromones. I gotta keep saying it. I'm gonna forget it. Pheromones.
and I will say though is I like it's one of those weird things, but I love it when like a villain like they lose control, but it's like they will also kind of lose their power over a hero
Mhm.
sort of thing, where a hero like just shows that they have no power over them anymore,
Uh-huh.
and um, it's it's one of those like where he's attacking Black Widow, but she's taking these punches like a champ, and she's just like you can't hurt me anymore or something like that.
Yeah.
And just like that was really bad.
Yeah, I and at that part I was like confused. I was like, what is she doing? Why is she she was egging him on. Like you could tell she wanted him to hit her, but I couldn't figure out why. Like
Yeah,
I was like, what's the purpose of that? Is she distracting him from something? I wasn't sure what was going
yeah,
on, and then when she, kind of reveals what she was trying to do, and then she ends up just breaking that herself. I was like, oh
yeah,
God. But and then after that,
yeah.
that she's able to.
Which kind of another like callback to Loki's. Like she says, "Thank you for your consideration or your help
Mm-hmm.
or cooperation. Thank you for your cooperation."
Mm-hmm.
And then, but yeah, I did like how she was able to, and then she has to fight these other widows, which was a very it was a very interesting action scene where like she's having to like battle basically herself like a dozen times or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then she's trying to get to the vial or whatever, um,
Yeah.
and eventually like they all break. I don't remember if they drop or whatever, but then it just there's like this big red cloud. Um,
Oh, Yelena like throws a flashbang over,
oh,
and that
okay.
causes the
Um,
to 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 awaken them.
yeah, which like visually was pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
but then I mean that kind of like that stops them in their tracks and um,
Yeah. And they're able to get out, and
mm,
yeah, everything just starts to blow up in this big finale.
yeah. Um, and well, I mean, and also like when they're in that red room, that's when the reveal happens that Taskmaster is his daughter.
But
Um,
yeah,
and at one point, I don't remember how, but like they get her locked up in like this little jail that
yeah,
they were locked in earlier.
but,
Um,
yeah.
but
They were locked up in.
but as this place is exploding and being demolished, and they're all going down with it and trying to escape. Natasha finds Taskmaster in this jail cell, and she's like, you see, I feel like I actually like felt her inner turmoil. Like, she knew, and she says it, if I let you go, you're going to kill me. You're going to try to kill me. She's like, but I'm going
Yeah.
to save you anyway.
Yeah. She knows the risks. She knows what she's doing, and she still feels she has to help this person that she hurt in the
Yeah.
past.
Yeah.
And even though this person is clearly could end her very soon.
And tries to. They
Yeah.
go up and down and all around, fall out of the building, flying in the sky.
Yeah.
That whole scene where they're escaping, I did not breathe through that whole thing, which was that scene lasted a long time. I didn't time it, but that was a long scene when they're escaping from there.
A lot of falling.
Yeah.
And I will say, when what was his name? The guy that was chasing her, in the very beginning, the guy that from the Sokovia Accords sort of thing, Thunderbird or something, or
Oh.
the
I know. I forgot about him. I know who you're talking about.
like he and Shield or whatever, not Shield. I don't think no.
He's
they
not.
were
He's,
going to. They showed up at the end of the movie, sort of thing. Thunderbolt Ross, yeah.
the day is wrong. Okay, I was gonna say
Yeah, they should. We didn't get to see what happens with her and Ross, like, cause she like stays behind to face them.
Yeah.
And then it cuts away, and then we don't see that. We don't see like it cuts to her. So I was wondering, like, I don't know. I guess it's probably a deleted scene or something, but it's like that was an interesting thing to cut out, because how did she go from there to there? To her being blonde and helping the Avengers again.
And as they're escaping, Yelena ends up on top of I don't know what it was, like the escape vehicle, the helicopter, whatever it was, the escape vehicle that Dreykov was leaving in with, his army of men. And Yelena was, lands on top of it and was going to put something in the, I don't know what you call it.
Uses her staff stick weapon.
Yeah. And Natasha sees what she's about to do, and she's like, no, don't do it. And I don't remember what she says to her. It's been fun or something like that. Like
fun.
Yeah, and then she puts it in there, and then she goes flying, and you think she's gonna die. I thought she was gonna die. And then Natasha caught her.
That how nobody really died in this.
I was so glad. I could not have handled that. I was going into this expecting that, like, that these characters, like, at least some of these characters were going to end up dead. But I was glad they didn't.
Yeah, the Russian Quinjet, which is obviously looking pretty cool. Yeah, I like how it's kind of funny. I was like, Yelena's. She's like sees all these epic scenes, or like she's in this middle of these big destructive scenes. She's like, this might be a good way to die. The avalanche. This would be a good way to die. And then she like. Of course, she's like on surgery, and then she's just like, "This is not a good way to die." Shocking, Natasha died in the movie.
But you want to know something?
That would have been a twist.
That would have been a twist, and we all would have been left with how? Well, what? But like, I mean, honestly, after watching Loki.
Actually, yeah. So you like, I was in the Discord or something. Like you posted like a theory.
Yes. Okay. So.
After credits. It's like an alternate ending.
Yeah, but now I found that on TikTok. Okay, this is not the most reliable of sources. It looked like somebody doing like a podcast.
Yeah.
I haven't Googled it yet, so. I don't, again, TikTok. Yeah. I'm,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but
But
if that's true, it could just be a rumor, but that would have been interesting. I
yeah.
actually thought that was gonna
Oh,
happen when at
me
the end.
too.
Yeah. I was like waiting for it, but
I
it
was
didn't come.
waiting for maybe a subtle hint that she might
Hmm.
still like something might happen.
Yeah.
But with Loki, that definitely is still in the cards.
Hmm.
Um,
Old Cap have to wait in line at customer service to do the return. Did he get charged a restock charge for the return?
um,
So, but that was I
yeah,
thought that was a good I thought that was a good ending
yeah,
to the movie. And
for her.
the girls were saved, Taskmaster was saved, Yelena was saved, the family was saved, and they all, I mean, they
Yeah,
parted ways, but they all,
and
went off to save the
they
other
succeeded in their
girls.
mission, and everybody mostly lived. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a. It's honestly like again, I was shocked at how good the movie was. That I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't expect it to be like I was. I guess it was one of those things where it's like I kind of wish this movie had come out before Infinity War. Something like I feel like we needed a Black Widow movie sooner,
Hmm.
sort of a thing,
Yeah.
instead of like an after her death.
Well, apparently this was in the works since like 2014.
Hmm?
The movie was in the works since 2014, like or their plan for doing a Black Widow story.
Yeah, yeah. I think because okay, yeah, everybody been wanting a Black Widow movie for a long time, basically, ever since she'd been part of the Avengers and everything, and like Falcon and not Falcon, Winter Soldier, uh, with Cap, when her and Cap kind of like gave us a tease at what a Black Widow movie could be.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
He didn't have his receipt. There you go.
yeah, but we finally got it, and I enjoyed it, and I definitely will enjoy it on rewatch for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I could see myself watching this at least once more. Um, again, I'm not really into the violence, but but it was good.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, what's your rating?
Rate this one.
Yeah.
I might say like it at the lowest I would rate it a 7. At the highest I'd give it like an 8 plus,
Hmm.
8.5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like, I felt like a 7 is too low, and I felt like a 9 was too high. So I'm like an 8ish. I think an 8
Yeah.
is a good
Yeah.
a good number for it.
Definitely yeah, definitely better than what I expected, and I I was honestly really pleased with it.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's not my top 10, but it's close actually.
Hmm. I never did. I ever? Oh, I did rate. Didn't I did rate my movie?
Yeah,
My
we did kind of do a top, like what your favorites were and sort of thing, like a tier list.
I would put Black Widow in the top somewhere. I don't know where. I guess I'll have to revisit my that list I made. Um, one of everyone's favorite characters, not favorite, but favored. Well, she's very likable and she's very powerful, and again, she's the only one without superhuman powers. So there's
Yep, she's
something. I don't want to.
still
Something more relatable in a way. Not obviously not relatable, but more relatable because
more inspirational.
Yeah.
Sort of.
you can kind of connect with her a little bit more.
Hawkeye doesn't have powers too. True.
That's
To be fair
true.
though, he's surprisingly very good with an arrow, like way good and better than what I expect. Somebody without powers.
He is all about retirement. He should be retiring and spending time with his family. I mean, come on now. That was why, like, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, I not that I wanted it to be her, but that I preferred it to be Black Widow, who Natasha, who risked her life, who gave up her life in Endgame, yeah, because he was married, he had kids, like he needed. I mean, maybe that sounds terrible. I don't know, but like he needed to be there for them for that. You know, I felt like it would have been much more devastating to his family. You know.
Yeah.
And they would have blamed her. Like they would have resented her. Like she was close with his family. They would have resented her for that.
Maybe, yeah.
Probably. I think they would have. I would have. I don't care, you know, that what my, you know, husband did was heroic.
Save the entire universe.
I'd be pissed. You bitch. No. They just have Groot as an option. Wait. You know what? They should have sent Groot. You're right. But they didn't know. They didn't know what they were going into.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Black Widow.
That's
but
it.
Real quick, there's something else for Nerdy to experience.
Yes, I have not. I'm gonna watch a video. Oh, you sent it on Discord. What was this called?
Marvel celebrates the movies. Basically, kind of a teaser for Phase 4, the phase that we're currently on.
Okay.
Like all the movies that we're gonna be seeing.
All right, so I'm gonna watch this.
You watch it on your phone?
Yeah, I'll have the audio up so you guys will be able to hear it. Eventually. It's not in battery saving mode, is it? So last night we lost power. That's how bad the storms. Last night we lost power. I was at my parents' house. Oh my god, we had a really, really bad storm. There was like a tornado warning. The lightning hit. Oh, hold on. I'll tell you later.
Oh, is it starting?
Yeah.
I love being with people. It's the most incredible thing in the world.
Aww.
What are you doing? Oh, this is nice.
That world may change and evolve. But the one thing that will never change, we're all part of one big family.
We are Groot. I forgot about that scene. To get lost in a story.
That man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister.
Higher, further, faster, baby. That's right.
To feel connected.
We're all part of one universe.
Wakanda forever!
That moves ever upward and onward to greater glory.
To share moments. We will remember forever. Oh, the feels!
On your left.
Man, that was came out before
I've lived a lot of lives. But I'm done running from my past. We have unfinished business. Who's we?
Black Widow. Oh, I haven't seen any clips of this new one. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi?
When you love something, you fight for it.
Eternals.
We're the ones who changed everything.
Spider-Man! No Way Home! Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Thor, Love and Thunder. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever! The Marvels. And then what? Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's what we've got ahead of us.
We're gonna be very busy. See you at the movies. Aww! That was really
Yeah.
cool.
That was definitely a like after everything after 2020. It was like,
Mm-hmm. Aw, that
we're
was really
coming back
nice.
to the movies, people. We're coming back to the movies.
Yeah. Aw, that gave me warm, fuzzy feelings. And it's at the same time, the ending overwhelmed me. I'm like, oh god, we gotta watch this and this and this and this. Oh god, we're gonna be very busy.
Yep. Like every time I see that, I'm always like, wow, that's okay. That's like 3 movies, 4 movies, 5 movies, 6 movies. Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
that on the horizon. That's just what, like 3 years, like 2023, I think it goes up to.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, Stanley's.
I thought that was his voice,
That's a very well.
but I wasn't sure.
Very well made teaser.
Captain Spike, if you're interested in learning more about future projects, there is a Disney Investors Day meeting video that explains them. Oh, okay. I've
Yeah.
heard about these Disney investor meetings.
Yeah, it's kind of like the.
We usually
the
tune into
Star Wars
online.
one,
Yeah.
For like all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'd be fun. Cool. All right. Well.
Yeah. So that's it for Marvel for a while.
For now.
Probably like they're I think there's like another there's another show which is What If,
Mm-hmm.
which is a cartoon kind of series. That's coming soon.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be Wednesday. I think that's what it's gonna be. But I think since it's a cartoon, it might be a short series.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
So I'll look into it and then we can discuss it some more.
Okay,
in the
that sounds
future,
good.
I guess. Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, all right, guys. I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching and for chatting with us. We appreciate it. And yeah, we will be back Friday. With the Bad Batch.
Or Bad Batch.
Yeah, no Loki. Loki's done. So we'll be back Friday for Bad Batch. So yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of the night, and we'll catch you all in the next stream. Bye, everyone.